want to open up this package though, because I'm pretty excited about it, and hopefully what I have inside is what I think it is. We got the trusty old Benchmade here, and we're in the daily. Hopefully I don't poke it. Sweet. Okay. I've had a couple of you guys message me about this, and this is BG Synchro Max. So these are the instructions. So BG Synchro Shift, not Synchro Max. And then also an additive. Oh, dude. This is what is supposed to fix MT-82s indefinitely. This additive I think he was talking to me about, we kind of emailed back and forth about it. I just haven't been happy with the Amsoil mix. The Ben Calamer cocktail, as they say. I just haven't been happy with it. Honestly, I think it's time to try this. Two of you guys messaged me on Instagram, and I was like, honestly, I wouldn't recommend the Amsoil. Didn't do that much for me. I would rather have something else. So I recommended the BG, because those two are like the top ones. And those two guys that messaged me said, what a world of difference. A couple things, like they said, the cold notchiness and all that was gone. They could put it into first. I usually have to go like 3, 2, 1, if you know what I'm talking about, to like line up the gears. I just want to get rid of all of that. So they said that went away once they went to this fluid, and because of that, it made me reach out, and I recommended this stuff without ever trying it. And I told those guys, but they said it really was what it claimed to be, which is what I read online. So I had to get it for myself. In this video, we're going to actually install this and directly compare it to the Amsoil mix that I have, because I've had it in there for probably 10,000, 5,000 miles or something. I just haven't been very happy with it in the cold. And it takes a long time for my transmission to warm up and let me into gear. And I'll talk more about that at the end whenever we go into comparison. But for now, let's go ahead and get under the car, and yeah, let's pump this stuff in and drain out that Amsoil mix. All right, so you can see it's cold, like I haven't driven it or anything. And I'm just gonna put it in the clutch. Literally all I did was put it in reverse, let it roll, like just let out the clutch to let it roll. But you're gonna probably hear the clunk of the clutch all the way down, and I can just floor it. And I'm gonna show you guys what the like resistance is. I mean, hopefully it's a realistic amount. It kind of is intermittent when it goes hard or not, but we're gonna see. Oh yeah, see, it doesn't just pop into third. Can you kind of hear that clunk? Did you hear that? First, it's kind of like I'm hitting like a little notch there, and then it pops forward. It's like da-dunk, da-dunk. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Oh, see, that's second, watch. It's still not going in all the way. There it is. So there it went in a second. So it didn't want to let me in. It's like I'm hitting 2. It's like, if you can see, like there's a half and then in. See, that was a really good, like, I guess, example of it. I've done everything everyone says to keep these MT-82 shifting nice, literally everything. So I'm hoping, because I talked to Optimum Mustang or Optimum Performance in Mustangs, they basically said that this additive should fix the 1% of MT-82s that may not respond to anything else but this additive. So I'm gonna see if that makes a difference. But I do notice on the cold, like right now when I'm just getting out of the neighborhood, it is so notchy, and I'm sure a lot of you guys with MT-82s can attest to that. I hope you guys can see how sweaty I am, but all I have done is literally put the car up on jack stands using the jacking points and using the subframe here. You do want to refrain from using the axle. I have done it before. It's a big no-no. I'm going to start doing it from the subframe, which is a lot easier. Basically, when I lifted from here, it lifted enough to put both jack stands under there, so I was good to go. You also always want to give it a good push because you're going to be under there. The instructions that comes with this actually look really, really good. So it literally has all of the tools and everything you're going to need. Shows you where you got to put your jack stands. That's an IRS car, so a little bit different. But for the S197, there's little arrows under the side skirt that you guys will be able to see. And the next step is we're going to start draining out the fluid. I'm going to drink a nice cup of water here because literally it's 100 degrees out, and with my garage, I'm sitting and like baking in the sun. I wish I could do this somewhere else with a nice garage, maybe one where I could close it and have some nice light. So I have light, but can't really close it because it's not like deep enough in my car, and I want to be able to walk in the front. And then also the sun literally comes down right here, so it just beams straight in, like boom. You guys are looking at the sun right there. And so if I don't get every car thing I need to do done by around 11 a.m. because the sun's coming around, I'm stuck with this, which really limits the amount of stuff And really it doesn't make me want to be in here working on the car just because it's so freaking hot. Cool little step and like a hack, I guess, that they give you here in the instructions. You're going to use a 3/8 extension. So 3/8 drive extension here. I think this is 6 inches with a 3/8 8mm socket to a 5/16 wrench. So it makes it like an extended breaker bar style Allen wrench, because most of these times you're going to strip the heck out of it if you try to just do it by your hand there. So just a little tip there, but I think you gotta start it on there and then slide that socket on there. But I never knew that the 8mm literally goes right onto this size wrench. That's a pretty cool tip. So when you're under the car, this is the front, that's the back of the oil pan where you drain, and here's the transmission, MT-82. Here is your drain. It actually says it right there, but this is that 5/16 Allen. And then your fill is going to be that one right there, the black Allen in there. So we're gonna actually take out the fill first because, you know, airflow and everything. And then we're gonna take out this one and then let it drain probably about 5 to 10 minutes, basically until it stops pouring out like you would drain anything else. So looking under here, do you see those stripes on my drive shaft? I would say we definitely have a bit of a clearance issue on some of these parts, and probably because of how low I get. That's what I'm thinking, because yeah, there's definitely some rings around what it's rubbing, and I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's not supposed to look like that. So we might have an issue on our hands later on. We'll find out though. Still gonna send her. We broke her loose. Easy. Now can we just spin her off? Hopefully not a whole lot of fluid comes flying out at us. It's definitely hot. Oh, under here. Cool, it didn't fall out. That's good. Yeah, gonna need that extension. Ow. There she goes. Oh yeah, right in the dome. Still nice and gold though. There you guys go. Yeah, she's peeing good. See, it's not black or anything, so I'm hoping that this fluid just really makes a big difference. And I've got that crazy garage, sweaty, nasty face or whatever, but we've been working underneath the car and we're getting it done. But one of the things that's really cool about this kit is that it literally includes the fluid transfer pump too. It comes with the fluid transfer pump, and then this is the additive that I have that technically I think 1% of MT-82s may need. I'm just gonna put it in there for good measure and see if it really makes a difference. Even on a good transmission, like a well-functioning one, this can just help with the longevity of it and just keep it running smoother. And then, like I said, the fluid transfer pump they brought, or they come with, is really nice. You put the little straw on this end, stick it in there. Generally wanna start with this because it can kind of clog up the line or leave some residue in there, and you wanna get as much of that in there. So I'm gonna put this in first, and then I'll just clean out the line with this fluid, the Syncro Shift 2, as we're getting in there. Got all the additive in there. It's the yellower color. This is more gold. I didn't really record it, but man, did I make a mess. I suck at doing fluids. I hate doing them whenever I'm on my back. My shoulders are too wide to where I like hit the side of my car. I don't really have room, but we're just gonna pump this thing in there until it starts coming out. And I have that hose real nice in there. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 drips. I'm talking about like really coming out of there. So we're pretty much dead empty. You'll start to see air bubbles and you kind of have to angle it like that, but you see how that's a steady stream? That's full. So you want it to kind of stream out a little bit and then you're gonna cap it off, but that is technically full. So it's like designed to basically show that it's full whenever it's overflowing. So when it's an actual stream like that, you know that you filled that thing up. We're gonna take it all down from the jack stands and all that. And then we're gonna do its break-in procedure, break-in for fluid. It really just says you're gonna start up the car and you're gonna go through the gears while it's sitting there and then slowly drive it and slowly add more horsepower and torque to it. Don't just go out there and immediately go hit a 7,500 RPM shift on the way out. You gotta work all that gear oil around. Then I'll put my opinion together and see if this really makes a difference, if I can literally feel it every time I shift. I wonder if you guys noticed too, I did change my shirt and shorts just because I rolled around in all that grease or the oil, which I thought was gonna leave a huge mess, but I kind of wiped it up and it went away. So these were already kind of here. At least I'm gonna blame them on already being there. But I just didn't want to roll around in this cloth interior with a bunch of stains and crap all over me, and then just put all that oil right into my interior. That seems like a terrible idea. So we're just gonna shift. That was nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Probably do a couple of laps here, and then maybe then we'll give her some beans because she's warmed up a little bit. Might hit the freeway and cruise. One of my favorite ways before to warm up the transmission was actually just to cruise along at like 55 plus. Like if you can get on the freeway and just cruise at 65, 70, 75 or whatever. Slow gear shifts or gear changes, and then up until you get to the right speed. So I'm gonna try to do that a little bit and see what this whole feeling is all about. So far though, it's smoothing out the more I drive it, I feel like, and I'm trying to not just have an internal bias for you guys. I'm trying to be legit and objective, because I mean, I paid for the Amsoil fluid and I thought that was gonna be the fix, but it just didn't really feel right after what all these friends were talking about. And I'm trying to just be unbiased and see, does it really make that much of a difference, or are all these fluids the same? Probably about 2 miles into the test drive, or the break-in, I guess, or just moving the fluid around. And again, I haven't really gassed it or goosed it or anything like that. But what I have noticed is I'm cruising in 5th gear right now. My 4.5 is really a lot better. I used to really feel like a dunk like notch when I went from 4 to 5, especially when I wasn't gunning it. Like I felt like my transmission was better under wide open throttle and really getting it than just like around the town. Like it was way clunkier, way like notchier and stiffer just around town. But you know, when I'm banging 2.3, 3.4, that one, it goes right into gear because that's not a big deal for it. I'm also at full throttle, like whipping it. So maybe it's notchy, but I'm pushing through it. But honestly, I'm really liking it though. I do feel a difference just off the bat. Even, whoa, geez, a big bump. Even on my downshifts, it feels like the downshifts got even smoother. So like down 5, I don't really have to try. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. I was trying not to run us off the road, but I literally flick my wrist now and it goes right in rather than having to force it, even with a rev match, you know? So I'm really enjoying that, but I'll give her some beans here up above or up ahead. And I don't know, I might not be able to do this one-handed, we'll see. Got the gunner here. Oh dude, that was so smooth. I don't think you guys could see anything because I was trying not to sideswipe this semi-truck. Yeah, the 4.5 shift, the 4.5 shift really made a difference, because that's the one a lot of people blow their synchros out trying to force on a roll race when they're at high speeds. So that got way smoother. And I had the Amsoil MT-82 Ben Calimer cocktail, but this feels a lot better. And in that additive on there, I think the additive's $20 extra. Well worth it for peace of mind. And it helps the MT-82 just longevity, which we all know it needs some help sometimes. So I highly recommend it. For 120 bucks probably for the whole kit, go for it. You know, I'd say definitely start here. Highly recommend you come back to the comments and leave a review, kind of, so that way the other viewers that are coming back and watching this video with MT-82 issues can come and see. Look at that, I just went into 1st gear so easily off the freeway. I didn't downshift that much. Like I usually downshift a lot more to line up those gears like I was talking about. God, it's really crazy. Like I thought the Ben Calimer mix was the mix. I'm gonna beat you, buddy. So yeah, I hope you guys kind of come back and leave a comment once you guys have done this. 2.3 is so less clunky. It's honestly blowing my mind. I think you guys can kind of tell on my face whenever I'm shifting. It just feels a lot different. Like it just breathed new life into my MT-82, it feels like. Like I said, a great place to start. It's also one of the cheaper options besides doing a twin disc clutch, drive shaft, MGW, things like that. So this is 120 bucks versus, I think the next cheapest one of those things is $400 and some, probably with the MGW. And by the way, I did do my MGW install just like that on jack stands by myself. So it's totally possible. You guys are messaging me like, how did you install it, or how much did I pay to get it installed? I did it myself one night and I have a video on it. It's not one of my best videos, but I have a video on it. And I did it myself here in the garage on jack stands just like that. Huge shout out to Optimum Mustang. They answered a couple of my questions, and actually they're the ones that suggested the additive into my transmission just to really give you peace of mind. And honestly, I feel a lot better about it just knowing that it's in there, and it honestly does feel way different. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here. If you did enjoy, then please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.